So every day we find ourselves being busy. Every week we're always busy. We're consistently on the go. We're consistently moving. We're consistently using time. And time is going to be a very important factor into our lives because we only have so much of it. So what you do with your time is very important. And if you're not investing your time back into yourself, then you're not going to be investing yourself into your purpose. And they all go hand in hand together. And I know it sounds very weird that your time is so powerful and such a resourceful commodity. And once you use it, you can never get it back. But once you start thinking about it, it starts to make more and more sense. And once you use your time to invest into yourself, you'll be able to reach other places in your life that you couldn't reach before. And that is because everybody in the world has the same amount of time. The people that are making millions of dollars have the same amount of time as the person making $10 or the person not even making $1. But it's what they do with this resource, which is time, that will change and which will give you the results that are amplified right now. And what I mean by this is that if you're not successful right now, you should take a look at your schedule and evaluate what it is that you're doing with your time. And because society is always so consistently busy, we fall into a trap that we're actually effective and that we're actually doing something that really matters. But if you were to actually look at your schedule and look at what it is that you're doing, how effective are you actually being, and how much progress are you actually making towards your dream, towards your purpose, or towards your goal that you want in life. And majority of the time, it's not going to be as what you thought it was going to be. Because I know when I looked at my schedule and my time, I was not actually spending any time to get to my purpose or to my goal, and it was very a rude awakening, I guess you could say, for me to look at that. So if you challenge your schedule and you take a look at it, how effective are you actually being, and how much of that is being invested in towards your dream or your purpose? I would go on a gander and say not a lot of that is going to be very effective, because most of the time that we use or the time that we have, we end up throwing away, and we don't even realize that we're throwing it away because we fall into our own trap of what we love to do and or what we think we love to do, which is coming home, watching TV, spending time with friends. And those are all great things to have, but in order to get what you really want in life, you have to sacrifice for success. Otherwise, you're going to pay the price for failure. And that's another quote that I heard, and I can't think of who it is right now. But you do need to understand that if you pay the price for success, you either pay the price for success or you pay the price for failure. And I'd rather pay the price for success. And what that means is that when your friend's going out drinking, you don't go out drinking. When people rush home from work to watch TV, you rush home to work on yourself. You reinvest your time into yourself. When people are going out and they're doing whatever it is that they're doing, they're having a girls' night out or a guys' night out, they're going to the game, or they're going to the boxing match, you stay home and you work on yourself. Because believe it or not, if you're putting in only 40 hours a week at your job and you're not putting in any time in yourself, I can guarantee you that somebody's working 40 hours and putting in an additional 40 hours on themselves in a week, or if not even more. So what that means is if you're that person putting in the extra hours, you can accomplish what you want in 6 months, and for somebody else it could take a year. So that means it would take you half the time if you're putting in more effort than they are. And that's a very interesting way to look at things, and a very interesting concept that not a lot of people actually take into factor, that if you're using your time to reinvest into yourself, then your time is now working for you, and that means that you're going to get to where you want to go in a faster manner. And if you're getting there into a faster manner, that means that you're outworking somebody else. And the only thing that you should know in life is that you should never be outworked, because you can control how much effort you're putting into yourself and how much effort you're putting into getting to where it is that you want to go. And that's probably one of the biggest things. And the people that are putting in more effort than you is not because they love what they do more. It's just because they're obsessed with what they do. They're obsessed with self-improvement. They're obsessed with their dream. They're obsessed with their purpose. They're obsessed with who they want to do this for. And I dropped a video on Instagram about you need to know who you're doing your purpose for. You need to know who you are self-improving for. You need to know who you're doing your actions for. Having a purpose is only so good and will get you so far, but the consistency and the consistent drive that will push you all the way along through your failures, through the downfalls, through the sorrow, is who you are working for. And it could be anybody. I mean, if you have a family, it could be your kids, it could be your wife, it could be your brother, it could be your sister, it could be your mom. You need to find out who it is that you're doing this for, and you need to become obsessed with it. And a lot of people have a negative outlook on the word obsessed because they normally relate it to a drug addict or to an alcoholic. Like, they're obsessed with drinking or they're obsessed with drugs. And by all means, obsession doesn't have to be looked at negatively. You can look at it in a positive manner, and you can end up taking your obsession for your purpose and using that to get you there a lot faster than somebody else. Because I can guarantee you, if you're not putting in the 80 hours a week or 100 hours a week repetitively, day after day, week after week, month after month, I can guarantee you that somebody else is going to be doing that. Because nothing in this world is very original. Everything is spin towards our own purpose. And if you come up with an idea, you better believe that somebody else is going to come up with that same idea. And the only difference is going to be who executes first. Gary Vaynerchuk said that ideas are shit without execution. And I believe in that with all my heart. And I believe that if you have an idea, that's great, but it doesn't mean anything, and it's a whole lot of shit unless you're putting in the execution, unless you're putting in the action. And you need to put the action in before somebody else does. And in order to do that, you just have to put in a lot more work, and you just have to continuously do. And one great thing is that by doing, you're also working on your craft as well. So you need to learn how to be obsessed with your purpose. You need to find out who it is that you're doing this for. And those two things are going to help you drive and give you the consistency that you need. Never lose sight of that. And stop thinking about the word obsession into a negative manner. And I know that a lot of people are going to do that because I used to do that. And it did take me a while to get over that. But once I got over that, I was able to turn it into a positive manner. And I ended up getting a lot more what I bit off. Or I got a lot more than what I could chew. Sorry. And it ended up working out for me in a very good manner. So continue looking at it. Find who you're doing it for. And become obsessed with it. That's like one of the best things I can tell you is you need to become obsessed with your passion. When you wake up, it's on your mind. When you're going to sleep, it's on your mind. All day, it's on your mind. And all you want to do is just continue doing it. Spend your time wisely. Reinvest in yourself. Ask yourself, how many books have you read in the past 6 months or in the past 3 months? And if the answer isn't what you want it to be, then change it, because you always are in control of your life. So you can change it, and you can start using your time wisely. And instead of rushing home to watch TV, maybe you can rush home to read a book or rush home to do whatever it is that you want to do, but invest back into yourself. You only have so much time, so use it wisely. Otherwise, it's going to be gone. And once it's gone, you can't get it back. It's one of the only resources that you can never get back, which is time. So you need to learn how to use it wisely.